Okay, then this shall be the tier list for what the Overwatch heroes would do at a talent show. What would Diva do?
I don't know. I don't think she's good at anything. Wait, I don't know.
Yeah, she's not exactly screaming with talent. I mean, she's obviously like a gamer, which is her talent. I can see her singing badly.
Oh, okay, I'm down for that.
I can see her doing like a little K-pop number, you know?
Yeah.
Little choreographed K-pop number. I can see her doing that. Someone in chat is like Hana Song question mark. Dog, I didn't name her after her talents, I don't think. I think this is just a name that she has. Hammond.
I don't know why, but he gives me like either Daredevil or magic tricks. Where he would
I feel like Daredevil. I feel like I would see him like rolling around and like those motorbike things that have like the circle where they like ride around in the motor. Like he'd just do that with his ball. I think he'd be like, "Look at me go!" Just like a giant hamster wheel, basically. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of comedic answers of like him doing spoken word or something, but I feel like he'd be a Daredevil. Although I could see like a spoken word act from him where he just like, and the ball is like, "He says the nature of life is fleeting." What do you think? Where should we land him?
Daredevil's good.
Okay, I think Daredevil. Zarya. Well, I mean, she already like maybe she just weightlift for a talent.
Yeah, she just like lifts a car.
Yeah, like the incredible Zarya who just like lifts a truck on stage. Like, look at me go.
It's like part Daredevil, isn't it? When they like have that guy who has like the ropes and he just is like pulling a semi truck.
Yeah, I'm thinking because it's Olympics, right? It'll like fall under gymnastics.
True.
Ash. I definitely see her making Bob do most of the stuff.
Would she be like really funny at like slam poetry?
What kind of slam poetry would she tell?
I can't give you an example. Like,
you gotta give me an example.
Do something.
That'd be the title of the poem, I think. It'd be like, Bob, he stays in my house and he does very little, but occasionally I ask Bob to do something and sometimes he do something, and then applause ring out.
I feel like she has a lot of emotions to get out through poetry.
But that's true. I think she would express herself with poetry. I can see her writing a bunch of angsty teenage poems.
Yeah, I think she would think everything else is fucking dumb and that this would be like the easiest thing to do.
Maybe her and Bob could be a comedy duo where they just like,
I hate Casa D. He
like the
has
Chuckle
a
Brothers.
Little P.
All right. I see how you would do it.
She probably roast Cassie. Okay, that was the first thing I could come up with.
I mean, that's fair. It's not bad as far as roast go. Bastion. I could see him doing some sort of like cheap magic trick with the bird. He could make the bird disappear and re-come back. Like he could make Ganymede with like.
If he just tried to do, he thinks he's hilarious because no one knows what he's actually saying, and he's like low-key a comedian who just comes up and he's like telling jokes and no one knows what he's saying.
Yeah, all right. I'm down with Bastion doing a comedy routine and nobody gets it because he's just speaking in Bastion. What would Cassidy do?
You'd be like Magic Mike.
That's just you, dog. That's wish fulfillment from you.
Dancing.
You just want him shirtless. Like, we know if this was the first tier list we made, we might have let you off, but we know what your agenda is here. So
that is his talent.
What source are you citing to say that he would just get up there and start strip teasing on the talent show?
I think when the community comes up with enough art, it just becomes lore.
What art have you been seeing? I have never seen Magic Mike Cassidy art.
That sounds like a you problem. I mean, your feed looking kind of dry.
This is like a never have I ever, and Lemon's just like, yep, can't say I haven't.
Okay, what talents would he have then?
I feel like maybe he'd be like a daredevil or something. You know, he was like a criminal. Maybe he'd do like some leaping through fire and not shenanigans.
Like he could.
Yeah, he could do like shoot stuff, right? He could like shoot stuff off people's heads.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, that's like, I guess, circus act. Like, you know, like shooting, or is it a daredevil? Because he's not the one in danger. I'm going to put it as a circus act.
Okay.
Echo. Surely like a theater performance. Magic.
It should be like, oh, I'm going to cover myself up. And when it's a member of the audience.
That's true. That's true.
She would just like dupe someone from the audience.
I can also see her doing like a really bad one-man play or something where she just like turns into all the different roles.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Doing like a monologue. She's like, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? And then she flies over and then she's like, you know.
That's kind of good.
On yonder window.
It'd be like a really shitty theater act, but I'm down.
All right, I like it. So she'd be in acting. I think hers would be less successful than Ash. Even though Ash wouldn't try, I feel like she'd accidentally do some decent poetry. Whereas Echo, I think, would fail. Genji.
I feel like he'd be really good at gymnastics because he's doing like backflips and front flips and can wall climb and shit.
He could also do some sword-related tricks. You know, like chop some stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think he would. I think if he did some sword stuff, he'd be good. But I think if he did like, if he did like a comedy act, it'd be bad.
Chops a woman in half and then goes and it's like a magic trip.
Sure. I mean, I was thinking you'd actually chop some stuff.
Oh.
You know, again, like, because he actually has sword skill. Because the chopping stuff is not actually a skill when it comes to the magic act. Like, that's just an illusion. So it doesn't need to be good at chopping. Whereas he is actually good at chopping. So
gymnastics or daredevil or circus, because he could do the trapeze, whatever.
Okay, yeah, maybe we'll have him do some like gymnasticy flipping stuff. Hanzo, don't say Magic Mike again. Because this isn't like a wish fulfillment lemon kiwi tier list. This is meant to be what we actually think they would do. And there's no part of me in the lore thinks that Hanzo's first instinct would be to strip his shirt off and start wagging his bulge around.
You don't think he would do that?
Somehow I don't know. I think he would write like a haiku.
Oh yeah. I could see that.
I could see him writing like a little
like
haiku.
Romantic.
Bruh, get your mind and your vagina out the gutter. Like, just stick to the task.
My vagina has nothing to do with this romanticism.
Well, I've never seen him be romantic, dude. We don't even know if he has a love interest.
Just because you don't know doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Where are you making this up from? You're not his, you know, Lemon Kiwi is not his canonical girlfriend.
There's no lore that says he's single and unmarried.
I mean, we kind of feel that way, surely. The two options are either he is single or he's a terrible husband who never once thinks of his wife.
Why? Because he likes work?
Because he fucking abandoned her and, like, I don't know, drifts along the world.
That's fine. We'll discuss the potential wife lore the next dev update. That's what you gotta ask him. Next time you get a dev on your stream, does Hanzo have a wife? My friend is asking. Joker has to do magic tricks.
Yeah, I can see that. Him and Roadhog being like a duo magic act, like cheap magic tricks. May.
She seems like another poem. Or like, is she good at singing? She seems like she'd have a cute singing voice.
I feel like she'd be too shy to go singing.
Yeah.
I could see her miming because it would involve her not having to talk.
Miming would be funny.
Is there any creative thing that she could do with like her ice stuff? I'm wondering. Maybe build an ice sculpture. That could be something.
What would that be?
Yeah, she could do ice skating as well.
Ice skating makes sense because she does it in one of her highlight intros.
That's true. She's pretty good at that.
So I feel like the singing / dancing.
Okay, we'll put her ice skating as her dancing. Doomfist. Maybe he'd do like a comedy act that's like really dark and no one laughs. You know, like his punchlines are all just like, and then I murdered him.
And then I murdered him. No,
and then I killed him.
Oh,
I thought it was funny.
Oh yeah, that would be his comedy punchline. And what did they say?
Nothing, because I killed him. Lol.
Comedy? Or like similar as Zarya, like the gymnastics.
Yeah, I feel like if he was taking it seriously, maybe he'd just like do like a, you know, like karate, like slamming the cinder blocks.
Oh yeah.
He could do that. I like the comedy act though. What do you think? Farah.
She has to do like her guitar solo thing.
That's true. We do know she plays that guitar. I think she might do some daredevil stuff. She's like flying through burning hoops or something.
It's like her serious act would be the shredding on the guitar, but her non-serious act would be watch me jump through this fire hoop.
All right. We'll go with daredevil then. Reaper.
I feel like more slam poetry.
All the edgy angsty kids just do slam poetry. You just like cry in a corner and then express it via poetry.
Is he funny? Would he be like Doomfist and have like shitty funny jokes?
I think he hates the world too much to try to make them laugh, you know? Even in his own way. I suppose he could do some magic where it's like he teleports.
Oh, he wouldn't have the performance for that though.
True. Yeah, I could see that. I could also see him doing spoken word though. What do you think? Where should we land on this?
Kind of spoken word sounds. I know we're putting all the edgy kids there, but him especially. He would just write die.
Yeah, just like die. Sojourn. Maybe some gymnastic kind of stuff. I don't know, flipping about.
I feel like she juggles.
Okay, go ahead. Justify.
I don't know, she's good at throwing things.
Where have we seen her throw things?
Her E, she throws a thing.
I suppose.
Someone has to juggle.
I guess she's assigned the juggling.
I don't know, what is she good at besides sliding and shooting? She doesn't really have much of.
Well, I feel like, yeah, the sliding could be good for like, you know, like an actual gymnastics on the trapeze, you know, like whatever. It's, you know, the little bouncy thing where they do little flips and shit. I feel like that would be the most likely outcome.
Try like the vertical leap of like LeBron. She'd be like, watch this.
Yeah, she could do some like, yeah, high jumpy kind of stuff. I feel like she'd do pretty well. I think she'd take it quite seriously and do it pretty well. Soldier, what would he do?
No clue. He's
Daredevil. He does have the Evil Knievel skin, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, so we should put him Daredevil.
Yeah, I could see him doing the motorbike thing as well, like spinning in the motorbike circle.
Yeah, and he's already got the bicycle skin, sort of.
Okay, what about Sombra? What would she do?
Magic trick? She already does her hacking.
Yeah, I feel like she'd treat her hacking as a magic thing, and I think this is what she'd do. She'd like subtly intimidate the judges, where I think she'd go up on stage and she'd be like, and now for my next trick, I'm going to tell the judges what their darkest secrets are. And they're just like sweating and they're like, no, that's fine, that's fine. Like applaud, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And she's like, thanks. And then she pieces out.
Magic trick seems good.
Yeah, I think that's a magic trick right there. Symmetra. Oh, well, we know she has that like colorful emo where she does like the dance,
like
right?
the ribbons, yeah. So
yeah,
she
the
should go
ribbon.
Dancing.
I think she'd do well with it as well, better than Diva and May. She could make awesome stuff with the light too, you know, like little sparks and explosions all over while she's dancing. She does have a magician skin, but I feel like this is more her style.
Yeah, I think it's like either magic or dancing for sure, but dancing seems cuter for her. Like she'd be better at dancing. What would Torb do? I feel like he'd do comedy because you feel like he had so many dad jokes.
Maybe, yeah, maybe he would have a bunch of shitty dad jokes. I was gonna say, is there some sort of like build something category? Because he would do that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd like build something and present it as his talent.
Hard work pays off. I feel like he has so many dad lines.
He does have dad lines.
Comedy or, I don't know, there's no like artsy, fartsy category.
Well, we could make like a inventor category or something, or like a scientist category, and they make stuff, you know?
But that's not like a performance talent.
True.
Has to be performative. I could see Magic Trick or the one where he just flexes the whole time with Zarya. He just like walk up with her and just.
Yeah, I could see him doing that. Circus act with baby turrets.
Oh, okay.
He could go a few ways. I don't have a strong preference for what I think he'd do. What would be the funniest for him to do?
Comedy.
All right, dad jokesing it up. I think he'd actually be relatively successful, unlike Bastion and Doomfist.
Yeah.
Tracer. What do you see her doing?
She seems so social that I see comedy or like a gymnastics if she were to be like, you want to see me go there and back? You want to see me do
The
it again?
SpongeBob, the SpongeBob meme.
Want to see me run to that mountain and back? You want to see me do it again?
Unless it's like magic where she goes and like takes shit from the audience. She's like, I'm gonna try and guess what country your passport is from, and she would just like blink, read it, come back. Oh, it's this country. But
I like
don't
that
think
idea.
She's like that fast. I don't know if she'd be like flash fast.
Yeah, I don't think she's that fast. Tracer would tell a lot of bad jokes. I could see her doing that as well. She could juggle, like a creative juggle where she's like throwing it across the room and blinking over to get it. I feel like, yeah, some sort of juggling circusy type act is the best, honestly.
Oh, okay. So like circusy.
Yeah, like something
Yeah.
circusy. All the Overwatch heroes are circus clowns. I like it. What would Widow do? She has like a ballet emo, right?
Oh yeah, I feel like she'd do ballet.
Yeah. Does that go gymnastics or dancing? I guess that's dancing. I think she'd do a good job, like Sim.
Anna?
Anna.
I don't know. Oh, she would be like the hypnotizer person who'd be like, you're going to
Maybe go to sleep. She's like, I will now hypnotize a member of the audience, and she brings up like the pendant, and she's like,
Just
look into the
injects them
pendant,
with something.
and then secretly just goes, pew, 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 and just like they get hit with a
so
sleep dart.
fucked, actually.
She just slaps them awake, you know. She's like, he'll be up in 3.5 seconds or 5 if he's a non-tank hero. All right, so what's
Yeah.
that? Magic trick,
It's
sort
like
of?
Magic.
She's like an illusionist or a mentalist. Junker Queen.
I feel like the gymnastics, like
Daredevil.
the same as Zarya, you know, would just pump iron, lift like.
I feel like
1,000
Daredevil. I
pounds.
feel like she'd be like, I'm gonna eat a sword or something. I'm gonna eat like
a sword.
eat
I'm gonna jump
fire.
in this fire.
Yeah, just for the lulz.
Yeah. Oh, she
Although
already
I
does
could
that,
see her
like,
metal
nice thing.
singer. Metal singer. She has a whole track, right? Doesn't she? That's also a fair shout.
Does she?
In her origin story, you know, this is the legend of the Junker Queen.
Oh.
And she's like performing on those like omnic bodies.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was thinking of her knife stabbing.
That's true as
finger
well.
thing, but that's
She
not
could
as
do
cool
that.
in the talent show. I think she'd be like a rock singer. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the rock singer.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not sure exactly how well she'd do. The crowd would be like,
She probably got a whole band. She's set up. Yeah.
Bap. Riz is unfortunately not a talent.
Damn. Does he juggle?
Baptiste. He jumps high. I could see him doing comedy. He's always trying to make jokes, isn't he?
Yeah. Gymnastics too. If he were to just start doing backflips.
Maybe
Or
just
just like
jumping
jump
back.
over like parkour. Like if that was a
Parkour.
if that was a skill, he would just parkour around.
Genji would definitely have done that actually, but yeah.
Gymnastics or comedy? I think he'd be like the funny, relatable, sarcastic comedian.
Yeah, I feel like comedian is probably the best. I feel like he's cracks too many jokes all the time to not take the chance,
Yeah.
I think. Brig. Again, like Torba, I think she would have made something if she could. She could like repair something on stage.
I feel like Brig could be like a cute karaoke singer.
That's true. She would be cute with it. I'm trying to think. What would I see Brig doing? Is there anything that she's done that's like would be considered a talent in like any lore or in any emotes or anything.
She's good with cats and a shield and does nothing.
She could train her cat to do like some tricks.
Oh, she's the one with the cat trainer. Yeah.
Yeah, like the dog trainers, you know, but like with the cat, where the cat is jumping through like fire hoops.
That would be like comedy, or is it circus?
No, circus act.
Okay.
Cat trainer. I think she'd do a pretty good job of it, to be honest. Better than these two chumps. Kiriko. She could definitely do some like swift step shenanigans.
She'd also be decent at parkour with the whole wall climbing.
It's true.
She would be with Genji with the whole like shuriken throw, daredevilness of it.
Yeah, I could see her doing some gymnastic-y stuff. Like her abilities are like the most magic that there is in Overwatch, right? Where it's like a fox spirit gave it to her. So like I could also see her like 2 doors and she goes through one door and then like magic teleports to the other door and comes out. But I can also see her gymnasticking.
Throwing knives blindfolded.
That's true. She is good with the kunai. Is the kunai throwing more of a circus act then, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Lucio. Oh, he's gonna play some fucking
Singing
music.
and dancing. He'll be probably like the best one.
Yeah, he just goes up and, you know, DJs. Mercy.
What are the Swiss good at?
Cheese making and tax havening, staying out of wars.
Tax havening.
And chocolate. Yeah, that's true. Maybe something to do with like flying with her suit.
Like magic tricks. She'll be like, I'll bring this corpse back to life.
I don't think canonically she can. I think that's just like okay, this is an ability. I'm pretty sure she can't actually res anyone.
What? Really?
Yeah.
But she could like speak with the dead, you know? She's like, oh, I'm gonna speak to your grandmother, and then like drops the tea.
Where's that come from?
Cause she I don't know, commune with the dead.
Yeah, but where's that? Where does she commune with the dead? What's up with that?
I'm trying to find her fucking performance. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of a Moira thing. I could see Moira doing some sort of like Gaelic necromancy type shit. Yeah, Mercy's not that like immediately talented. I could see her singing. She does go pretty hard at the karaoke in Busan.
Yeah.
Okay, Moira. I'm down for some occult shit with Moira if that's what you want.
Slam poetry. What?
I'm like, yeah, we can do some occult shit, and you're like, yeah, slam poetry, that's occult, that's demonic. Slam poetry is like how people summon demons.
Yeah. She would do like a prayer to Lucifer and call it a poem.
And then actually summon some demon from the underworld while she's slam poetrying.
Yeah, probably.
We could go with either spoken word or the magic trick of like, you know, communing with the dead or something, or, you know, fake communing with the dead or some dodgy necromancy shit.
Yeah.
What are we settling with?
I don't know, some kind of spoken word.
You want basically all the edgelords end up in spoken word.
She has long nails and pisses on people. What are your talents?
Those are talents depending on how accurate she is with the pissing.
I feel like Zen would do the same thing, but then would like lead everyone into a prayer. Like
nah,
a
dude, he's
coach.
He's an easy juggler. He's got the balls.
That's true too.
Just
I think he's like really good at like being those good speakers that talk about life, like the yes man.
That's true. A motivational speaker.
Yeah.
He's like almost like a pastor or something, right? Where he's like, "Do you want another way of life? Yeah, you could live a better life, fulfill and reach your maximum potential."
Yes.
I feel the Shambali Lord go and power through me, and I'm gonna give some to you. All hail the Shambali. Oh, do you feel it? Do you feel it?
Man, I've been looking for someone to be able to juggle though for so long.
Yeah, I feel like the juggling is the easy way out.
I don't know. Are we doing motivational speaker or juggler?
I feel like juggler is probably better.
Yeah.
As much as it amuses me to have him be a motivational speaker, I feel like he would just juggle and be done with it. That's where I'm putting him.
Okay.
Orisa
could juggle too, probably.
Maybe. I could see her doing shit comedy as well. Like I feel like all the Omnics like strive to, you know, maybe relate to humans with like emotions, but they fail. Like Echo with her monologue, and then Orisa with like her bad comedy. What else could she do? She could do some circusy shit, I suppose, or daredevil shit.
I feel like she wouldn't want to pose any harm to humans. Isn't she like programmed to like hard protect people?
She sure threatens people a lot in the game. She could javelin spin, that's true. Like, you know, the javelin spin could be like a baton twirl.
So it's like kind of dancing.
Yeah, sort of like a dancey, gymnastic-y. I think it's more gymnastics than dancing. Yeah?
Is that gymnastics
or is that dancing? I guess that's dancing. If we put Sims things in.
Aesthetic it's gonna be.
I mean, I don't see her doing a very good job of it. You know, only the baton is twirling.
Or like aesthetic about it.
All right, I think she'll do all right. I think she'll probably do better than these two, but
yeah, probably.
Ramatra. I know it's the stereotype, but I definitely see some edgy poetry about like suffering as I have.
That's kind of true. Would
He'd
he
be
a
like
singer?
a singer. That'd be funny. Or maybe like a monologue, just like an acting monologue that he just wrote out. It's like the history of the Omnics strife, you know? He just like has a long story about how humans have fucked Omnics, and then he's like, and now I strive to make humanity suffer as I have.
Okay.
And then drops the mic and leaves.
Yeah.
I think everyone would just be stunned silence after. They'd just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Reinhardt.
I feel like dad jokes are coming out again.
It's true. I can see some comedy, a comedy routine. He could do heavy lifting. He could do comedy.
He's like so funny.
He is funny.
It's one of the funnier ones.
All right, let's have the Jolly Reinhardt comedy routine.
Yeah.
All right, what about Huggy Boy?
I feel like he'd do like one of those like eating competition things where he'd be like, I'm gonna down these 50 hot dogs in 30 seconds and goes "Ah," and gets like the whole
Ooh.
cloud to clap.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. We don't have a category for it though, right? We might have to just
Maybe some
invent
kinda
one.
Magic trick or daredevil? I don't know. Or circus? I don't know. where
Yeah, I
he
guess
would
that's
find-
circusy. I mean, we can just make a category of like eating contest. It seems mean, but
That sounds good. That's fucked up, but that's where he
yeah,
goes.
it's mean. Sigma. The man does float, which lends to the magic trick.
Oh, another Chris Angel.
Yeah, except he actually does fly instead of faking it. Yeah, I feel like magic trick. This is
Yeah.
fairly straightforward. He just flies about. Although I could see him also being a very heartfelt poet. He really has a lot to express about himself. What do you think?
Doesn't he kind of juggle with his like rocks or whatever?
But yeah, there's like a bit where he spins them around.
What would he want to do?
That's true. I don't think he would opt to magic trick because I think he would be like, he wouldn't even clock that he's floating. Probably just like actually want to do like some singing or some poetry.
Because he's kind of batshit. I bet he'd be like, I'm an amazing singer. I'm gonna do like a ballad or like a love song.
Maybe. All right, we'll put him in singing. Winton, what would he do? He does tell that fucking periodic table joke to everyone. He could do an eating contest, absolutely devouring the peanut butter.
Oh, that's true.
But I do think he loves telling jokes so much that he would just be like, he'd get up there, he'd be like, anyone want to hear my favorite periodic table joke?
That's true. Okay, I'll go with the comedy then.
Okay, and now Life Weaver.
He looks like he'd be good at like pedal dancing, you know, using the pedals to make it all
Ooh, I like that.
fruity magic mic.
You're just trying to make someone have a magic mic routine at some point.
Just do
Someone
it.
has to get near naked, otherwise Lemon's not happy.
You don't have to get naked to be magic mic. Where's the just being hot is your talent category?
Yeah, I could see him doing like a little magic mic show or like a little pedal dance, you know, where I can see him like wandering on, like
Yeah,
stepping on the
he's-
pedals.
Yay.
Okay, so that is the what would they do at a talent show tier list. All right, sick.